Hello and welcome back to Nolo Time. My name is Hovid and with me is my brogu, Mr. Joel Young.
Oh, nice one, Obed. Good to be with you, brother.
Good to be back, sir. I am very, very happy.
Oh, same. I mean, you're happy for many reasons. Looking
Many, yeah.
fresh, sir.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, taking some days off. Been, I'll go over my what's up here in a minute. But man, we're gonna talk Mando a lot.
Oh
So be
yeah.
warned. Spoiler alert ahead. So if you haven't, if you're like one of the 10 people that haven't watched the latest two episodes of The Mandalorian, be advised that we're going to go into deep spoilers and lore. So there you go. But Joel, what's up, dude?
Man, I'm happy as well. I've got many reasons to be happy as well. Took some time off for Thanksgiving. As you know, guys, we didn't have an episode last week, so this is our first episode back. And like Obed said, we're going to talk plenty of The Mandalorian. Aside from that, though, I had a really nice PS5 time where I got to finally spend
Rubbing it in.
significant amount of time playing on there. It is true. The Miles Morales campaign is not long at all. I was actually able to finish it, complete the main campaign over the Thanksgiving break, and it was such a fun time. Ended way too fast. There's still plenty to go back and play. I mean, this is one of those games that I'm very interested in. I'm not saying I will, but I'm very interested in trying to get a platinum because I think this would be the one to do it.
Okay.
So it should be fun being the first for PS5.
Yep.
But yeah, it ends beautifully. There is a nice little spoiler alert. There is a nice little setup for the next game. It seems like the Spider-Verse is very strong right now in
Nice.
general. Anything Spider-Man, anything that where it's a movie game, we're seeing this Spider-Verse become very much a thing. So I strongly believe that probably within the next 2 years we'll have another one. I'm sure they're already working
Oh
on
yeah.
it with
Yeah.
the way that they set this up and with a massive success. This game is massively successful.
Yeah, they sort of
So for
made it official already that they're working on a sequel, on a fully
yeah,
fledged sequel, because this is more of an expansion more than anything.
right.
Yeah, it's a side story.
They turned it into its own game, but you can see where it very well could have just been an extra DLC easily.
Hmm.
But they turned it into a game, which is fine. But yeah, I saw the Game Awards that the first level of kind of voting is coming back, and this is like in the sixth percentile or whatever, an upper percentile of games getting up there. That's pretty good.
That's next week, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
like 10th or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for it.
for
It's
sure. We'll
usually on
probably.
Thursdays though, because I mean last year was on a Thursday, so
It's true.
we did it like we
It
had
was
like
happening
breaking
while.
news as announcements started trickling in.
Man, that
Uh,
was a year ago.
that was a year ago, dude.
Crazy, dude.
This month has been like 49 months long. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy,
It's
dude.
like we're still in my mind. I'm still in May,
Yeah.
and it sucks. I'm
You got your Christmas decorations up,
I'm
sir?
tired. Oh yeah, like a month
Yeah.
ago, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a
Gotta
kid.
enjoy because it comes in bad.
I have a kid. Like she forced me to do it like
Very
a month
nice.
ago.
Very
But
nice.
yeah, we took care of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Have you tried any of the PS Plus games?
No.
Okay.
I actually, well, technically, I think this was an old PS Plus game, not one of the PS Plus collection. When I finished, I played some Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then I'm not nowhere near done on that game. But then I just jumped off. I was like, you know what? I just want to play something just casual and fun. And I went actually and played Battlefront 2. I just jumped in there,
Oh,
just jumped to an online quick match, just started
this
playing.
this will look better.
Dude, it looks great. It runs great on
Nice.
here, man. I mean,
See,
and
that's a well, because I know that the multiplayer on that game runs at like 900p.
yeah,
Just to have everyone run at 60, so there's consistency. But I'm assuming it's probably just using full resolution and then running at the correct spec. Um, I'm trying to think if I played Battlefront last week. I can't remember. Because I've been playing other things. So yeah, cool.
Like it's funny. I downloaded Battlefront 2 on there. I
The one from PS
downloaded
Plus, the one
from PS
because you can
Plus,
just
right?
download it. Yeah,
Right. It's like no need for me to pop a disc in for
yeah,
this. Let me just
exactly.
download digital.
Yeah,
And then the other, I download the Lara Croft the Tomb Raider one that they had recently on PS Plus as well. I think that was this year. Um,
Shadow the Tomb Raider.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
downloaded
free.
that one because I was like, might as well play that at some point. Obviously, God of War is already downloaded, so that's my next game
Do
for
it.
sure. That's just a must. I'm kind of interested. Like it's strange. Like I never am into these games, but I'm kind of interested in seeing Call of Duty on there. They
Looks
did
good.
throw that on there, and I've seen a few things online of some certain parts of the game that just looks absolutely beautiful running on PS5. I was watching a few different videos online. I'm like, I'd be worth just for
Yep.
experience.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to play the whole thing.
it looks pretty good for sure.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff on it and it looks great. I think overall, the backwards compatibility has really been very very solid. So
And I was a huge skeptic. Like you remember, you were like telling me like Joel, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be able
I
to
thought,
just
yeah,
play. Like it's gonna work easily. And I was like, dude, I don't know. They haven't shown anything.
it works
Hands
perfect.
on,
Yeah,
like it's perfect. It is easy. It's in the transfer of data could be a little bit better, but once you get it, or if you're just in general just downloading for the first time, you're fine. You're in business.
nice.
Um, yeah, there's I mean the few games that we're finding out more and more that are not backwards compatible or games that I just don't care or I'm not angry about because I have my PS4 if I really wanted to do it. So it would have been cool like if they would have done the full like we've talked about this before PS2 PS3 that would have blown my socks off.
Yeah,
But I get it. I don't know if you saw Obed today that I guess PS3 has a new like systems firmware update
for
that they just
movies.
for movies and security.
Yeah, it was a solid. I mean, the PS3, it's probably still the best Blu-ray player out there.
Yeah, for the
It's
price right
nuts. I mean,
now.
you can't buy it, but yeah.
I know they stopped manufacturing what 2017, I think.
I think so.
Something like
Yeah,
that. Man, it's crazy.
yeah. No,
Just
I
boot
think
up that
earlier. I think
PS3,
earlier
man.
than that.
Download your patch.
Yeah, yeah. I think earlier than that. It was like 2016 probably. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because I know that it might have been. You know what? It might have been around the same time we started the podcast. Because
Wow,
I remember talking about it. So yeah, cool.
crazy.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, like I said, I still can't find any, but I'm fine. Like I'm not even like we were just talking offline just now when before we started, and I just feel that it's fine. Like it's I'll get it eventually, and I'll be fine. I'm not in a hurry, so I'll avoid the trouble because I'm happy to see that scalpers are getting nailed and getting orders canceled and people not buying stuff from them and then trying to pay YouTubers for advertising a scalper is nuts. So yeah, good for you. I hope you enjoy those boxes of PS5s in your house, dumbass. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's angering, man.
yeah, I'm over it. I'm fine. It's
Sony's still saying that they're gonna have another batch of shipments before the end of this year. That's like weeks, dude.
So I saw people that actually were able to order through Sony early this week. Like I think it's like either Monday, Tuesday, and the shipment said January 1st.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Because I saw that the other day. I was like, how is that even possible that these? I don't know. I don't know what they're
yeah,
saying, man.
and it's like come March, we'll probably be fine. So I'm good. Um, man, not a lot on my end. I've been just here chilling, and then basically I had a very busy week. For work last week, and I did have a good Thanksgiving, so I had a ton. It's great. And then this week, basically, okay. I want to talk about a little bit about my Bloodborne experience, Joel.
Please.
All right. So, how, do you remember the last couple of weeks that I talked about the game? It was like the first week was like, man, it's super hard. I don't know. I don't feel it. I see what's going on, right? I see why people like it. I don't think it's for me. Second week, yeah, I'm good,
frustration.
some progress, but you know what? It's like I'm not like feeling it. Third week, it was like, yeah, I'm doing better. I'm gonna go and do my stuff and see how I feel, but it's kind of growing on me. This week, add that to the freaking games of the generation, bro.
Wow. You get
it
it.
it I'm three bosses away from the end of the game.
Wow.
So I'm there. Like I'm there. I'm like in the last lamp right now. Um yeah, bro. This game is so here's the thing, right? Cuz you get things like PT and RE2 that are scary games, other horror games that have come out. What's the camcorder one? Outlast, yeah, Outlast. You've gotten scary games, right? And they rely on the jump scare element to scare you. This is probably the scariest game I've ever played, ever, because you know that if there's something around the corner, you could probably die, and that's the thing, right? You don't know what to expect next, and you just keep going and going and going and going and doing these things and learning these other things. I'm a sucker for environmental storytelling. And I brought up Bioshock and Breath of the Wild that has, it does it very well. But Bioshock was like right now the top. Like Bioshock environmental storytelling was top notch. This is like next level stuff. Like you need to be enlightened. It's stupid. Joe, I'm telling you, and I'm not gonna go into the story too much and what's really happening. I mean, there's hints of it out there on reviews and whatnot, and some reviews mention that this game specifically was inspired by like the Lovecraft novels and all that, the stories. It's crazy, dude. Like the
Wow.
lore on this game is insane, and then this disgusting like freaking bosses that is, bro. It's hard as heck, dude. It's really hard, but I'm there. I'm there. I'm good. I'm good to go. Um, and I like I said, I wanted to start again. Like it got to the point where I was like, I think I'm just gonna start again because I know what to do. But then I just kept going, and holy crap! I'm to the point where I'm actually done with all the optional stuff in the game. I haven't done any of the DLC stuff yet because I bought the DLC like 2 years ago because it was like $5 on a PSN sale, and I never bought the game, and I was like, I'll just buy that DLC. It's $5, whatever. Um, but I haven't played it. I heard that I should play it before beating the boss that I'm going to now, which I tried this morning for like half hour and I couldn't beat it. I was like, I'll regroup and come back tomorrow. The game is nuts. It's nuts. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Dated, yes. The game came out in 2015, I think. So animations are wonky. The walking animation is wonky. Um, there's games that look better, but the way that the environments on this game are so good that it still holds up very well. Um, it's bananas. It's bonkers. It's like it's like for a beginner like me, like because this is the first time that I've played a Souls game. It's like it's being like freaking back breaking, literally, because my back hurts. Uh, I can feel my blood pressure going up and everything playing that stupid game, bro. It's ridiculous,
That's hilarious.
ridiculous. But it is. I mean, it is that good. Like what people say about it, like it grew on me in a way that I've been looking at like lore videos now and going in.
Wow.
And I haven't finished the game yet, and already gotten a few things spoiled. Uh, just because I've been trying to hashtag get good at the game. But it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's a 5-year-old game, so it's my own fault at this point. Um, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity is also very good. It's very. I'm surprised with how good that game is. So played that quite a bit. I want to say I'm about like 3-4 hours, like 4 or 5 hours into it. It's very cool. It's good to go back to the Breath of the Wild, like Zelda storyline, and get more
Man,
background
I need to
info.
play that.
Yeah, you need to. But with a PS5, dude, you gotta go back to the Switches. You're just like, what the heck is this? I mean, at least they control well. It is not like going from like PS3 to PS1
Oh
where
no,
you
no, no.
can't even barely control your characters. So, but it's good. It's fun. That game is just fun. It's pure fun. You get a friggin' 100 moblins going at you and just whack them with a sword. That's it. It's great.
Nice.
But it looks good. Like I thought the game was gonna be like choppy. The performance was gonna be choppy. It runs well. The graphics are exactly the same as Breath of the Wild, so there's no changes there. It's basically Breath of the Wild, um, and but it has some cool stuff. There's some really cool stuff with the mission structure and all that, and you can send your characters to do other stuff while you take care of something. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I'm gonna play it over the weekend again. I'm gonna try and finish Bloodborne tomorrow though, because like I said, I'm there. Like I'm half hour away from beating the game. I beat the hardest boss in the game yesterday already, based on what I've heard. Like, oh yeah, this is the hardest boss in the game. I was like, okay, I beat it, so I think I'm doing pretty good. Um, yeah, that game is bananas, bro. It's like I don't know what to say, because the story is literally out of this world. I'm gonna leave it at that. Joel, you know what else is literally out of this world? Oh, before we go into Mando, I have a movie that I
Please.
watched. I watched Terminator: Dark Fate.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
not as bad as I thought.
Okay.
Definitely better than Dark Phoenix.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
not hard to
Oh,
do.
yeah. So I was expecting much less from this movie. Um, but I do not appreciate the canon thing they did at the beginning of the movie. I did not like that
Yeah.
because
Well, they did John and
not
yeah.
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 Although that CGI was impeccable,
I know, man.
impeccable. That
The
was better
budget
than
right there.
Tarkin, dude.
I
That was
know.
better than Tarkin. That one was like, yo, this is next
It's
level.
crazy.
It's good. It's really good. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And we're starting here. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, it's nuts.
Young
Um,
Sarah John.
yeah, and Terminator,
Arnie.
it was great, dude. That opening sequence. I mean, I don't like the what they did to the story, right? But the opening
Right. You're like,
sequence,
but it looks good.
the visuals, it's like at least looks good, right?
Sure.
But I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was good. My wife actually watched it with me, and she was like,
Nice.
"Oh, that was okay." So
Yeah. I think
yeah,
I mentioned it before on the show that I was like, it was fine, you know.
it's
I could
better
see
than
them
3 and
trying.
Genesis.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Genesis
it's
wasn't good.
3.
Three.
I didn't really like 3 a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so
Salvation was okay.
it's enjoyable. Yeah, the director's cut
Okay.
of Salvation is excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like I said, I probably like if I would rank like Terminator's dead right now as of now.
Have you heard the stuff though about
No,
like John Cena, Margot Robbie supposedly,
really.
but they're being eyed. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly John Cena, Margot, and Margot
For a reboot?
being the new face, which would make sense because at this point she's taken over like Pirates of the Caribbean, and, like all these things. So
Yeah, yeah.
money making.
So this is how I would rank it right now. It's probably gonna be, and this is like my opinion, and in my opinion, the first movie is better than the second one, and I know that's a
big deal.
big deal. So, but I think it will be 1, 2, Salvation, Dark Fate, 3, Genesis.
Okay,
That'll be my Terminator tier list.
that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
For many people, I think it'd be almost the exact same thing, but most people would just switch
1 and 2.
2 and 1, so it's interchangeable.
Yeah. Yeah, for some people, like T2 is the best action movie ever, but to me, the first movie it's better in my opinion. So, yeah, that's what I got with that. But going into things that are out of this world for sure now. All right, Joel, is Star Wars back?
Yes, sir.
Star Wars is
yes,
back.
sir.
Star Wars is back. Okay.
There's a lot to
okay. The only
here.
thing that I want to talk about episode 4, season 2, episode 4. The only thing that I want to talk about there's two things. One, those clones are Snokes. Like, there's no going around it. That's a failed Snoke when they find the clones in that factory or the life beings in the Imperial base. Because you can see the scar in the face, a small ear, and Snoke's theme plays.
That is true. Snoke's theme definitely plays.
So it confirmed that they're working on cloning Palpy. Snoke came out. Right. That's the one thing that I want to talk about. That. 2, I don't know if you saw the video that Star Wars Theory put out today.
I've watched all of them, dude.
Okay. Do you see the one that he put out today about Rey?
Yep.
Makes too much sense, right? But the timing's off, though.
That's the thing. I can we can talk about a lot of theories. I've watched so many videos, listened and read, and took my time, and I'm so okay. Before we go deep into it, the one thing I gotta say about we're gonna theorize stuff, but I want to get our listeners to understand, we don't want a repeat of Last Jedi where we think we figured everything out and then they throw us a curveball. That's, you know what? I'm not saying that it's gonna be bad. I think Dave and John really have something big in store for us, so I'm not saying something that's it's gonna be disappointing. But the one thing about fanboys is a lot of times we love to. It's a part of the fun of it. We love to try and figure out and connect the pieces. But we all think it's gonna go this way, and if for whatever reason it goes a completely different way, just roll with it, see what happens.
Yep.
Anyways.
All right. So there's a girl in the school when they go to Navarro.
Yeah.
That has Rey's same hairdo that Rey has in basically all the movies. Speculating that Palpatine's, because they're working on cloning Palpatine in Navarro, that's where she grew up with her, parents.
Right.
The destruction of the base prompts whoever's in charge, right? Be it Gideon or Thrawn or whoever, right?
Right.
To seek her because they lost the other clones, so now they gotta get to her, or they gotta get to her dad, and that's how Rey ended up in Jakku. They fled Navarro into Jakku. So that's the only two things I want to talk about that episode. About the next episode, holy crap, Joel! This was too good. It was too good to be true.
Cheering at my TV, dude.
It was too good to be true.
I was a man baby.
You turned into
screaming and going crazy, dude. Oh my god,
bro! It's like, yeah.
If you guys are listening to the podcast and not watching the video, we're just going crazy,
ripping our shirts off. Okay, man, they nailed it.
Oh my god!
So the first thing I said, what's the first thing that came to mind? It's like, this is freaking perfect. Man babies are gonna complain about her dress being too short, and this is exactly right. It's like, dude, the person that created the character directed the episode and wrote it.
Right.
You have no say in this.
You're not allowed.
You're not allowed.
But the other thing too, I don't know if you saw this today, but I saw something that came out basically saying that they had to have it short purely because of stunts.
Yep.
So it wasn't like they just did it because they thought it looked like.
That's what I thought. I mean,
there's always a reason for these things.
Because you would look at like Shakti,
right.
and Shakti's were really long, but she only did like a cool pose in Attack of the Clones. That's it. She did 0 stunts.
Yeah.
So.
And if not, they would have had to CGI it, and that would have looked really weird.
That's exactly, yeah. And that's exactly what I thought, and yeah, it was perfect.
Dude, they don't waste any time.
No, they started like right from the get-go, dude.
We're right on here in Corvus, and there she is running around, lightsabers igniting, doing her thing. I was like, okay. And then when we get it cut, the title, The Jedi.
Yep.
I was like, okay, they're telling us right away. We're gonna get right into Jedi stuff right away. I mean, I assumed at the beginning of the episode, Obed, I thought that they were saying that she is the Jedi. That's what I assumed. I was like, okay, so because remember that was a big thing with Clone Wars and Rebels. That was like she left the Order. She never
finished her. Okay.
So, but then when you get into the other stuff where she starts talking about going to Taifa, which we'll get into, is that the Jedi that they're talking about? I can't wait.
So there's a lot of things going on in this episode. Like casual Star Wars fans will go, "Oh, this was awesome," but
it is.
But to us, this is like, oh man,
sweating hard.
Oh man, yeah. So here's the thing, right? When Bo describes Corvus, she describes it as a forest planet, and we can see that the planet's scorched. Operation Cinder. Like, more than likely messed up the planet. So, connecting back to the lore in the games, which they're trying to do. One thing that was brought up, that it's apparently the magistrate is a Night Sister.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
Yeah. So that would make sense that she could go toe-to-toe with Ahsoka, right?
Yeah. Also, the actress is like related to Bruce Lee.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a big thing. Also, speaking about Terminator, because we just talked about Terminator just now.
I know.
I didn't realize that it was Michael Biehn until the end of the episode. I was like,
dude.
Oh my god, he was the gunslinger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I was like, oh, it's so good, man. Ah, crap. I am so excited, Joe. It was perfect. Like, lightsabers and everything was perfect. Also, it was confirmed that this episode takes place before the epilogue of Rebels, and that's why Ahsoka is not wearing the white robes.
Yes.
So, all right, theory time.
We can just go deep in the water, man.
Theory
Let's go.
time. Theory time. All right. Yep. We're gonna see her again this season. She's gonna be sort of like the Punisher in Daredevil season 2. We're gonna see her again. I think this is okay. This is me, right? And I'm gonna talk about the Seeing Stone later, but I think that she was gonna be in Corvus. She's gonna be meditating, and Obi-Wan Force Ghost is gonna show up to connect to the Kenobi series, because that's gotta start. Whatever she's gonna ask him about the baby, and Obi-Wan is gonna go. It's like, oh yeah, dude, it was me. I checked the archives and I saw him there. Put him on a capsule, sent him out. Save the kid.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I was like, because we don't know what else Obi-Wan and there
was a lot that was happening that was not shown.
Exactly.
During that time.
Exactly. They can even recreate a scene with like
easily.
Obi-Wan going to the temple, right?
Coruscant, yeah.
Man. So that's probably gonna happen, and he's gonna tell her to go and go to Tython and follow him, right? And follow Mando and Grogu. So here's my other thing, right? Going back to the fourth episode, what do you think the troopers are? Are those dark troopers? Or are those shadow troopers?
Neither.
Neither. They're new.
Neither.
They're new
They
stuff.
are they are Legends robots. They so like
Well, the dark
there's all
troopers from Dark Forces.
yeah
There were battle droids that were
right.
programmed with like clone info.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's different versions of them, but the later you get into them, the more advanced they get. They're like exoskeletal stuff that you can actually go right. So like Moff Gideon in theory can like go into the same suit wielding the dark saber,
Yep.
which would be help him up to go toe to toe with whoever could be coming.
Okay. So I think he's gonna fight Ahsoka, and so check this out. Check this out, Joe.
Okay.
They're both gonna track go. He's Gideon's gonna track Mando into Tython. Ahsoka's gonna follow him. They're gonna and they're gonna go at it. And I think Ahsoka's gonna be in trouble because of the troopers plus Gideon. Mando is gonna be like overpowered too because of the troopers. The baby's on the Seeing Stone. He's like talking to the Force, and and I have a bold prediction that the Jedi that's gonna come in when Grogu reaches out through the Force is Mace Windu,
Okay.
because we technically did not see him die, but technically, um, but I'm making a bold prediction.
That's a great prediction. I do think the Force is going to help, like bring help to save Grogu.
Also,
Okay.
uh, not too long ago, we experienced a Star Wars story about looking for younglings around the galaxy. Cal Kestis and
Right.
Seer.
So there's
There's a lot of stuff that could
dude,
happen.
I've got like a
You
list.
got a
Like
board
you
with,
got
like,
your
screen?
lineup where you're like, could be him, could be him, could be her.
Luke.
So everyone says Luke right away, right?
Mhm.
I would love that to be the case. I would be very happy. I don't imagine it being the case.
No.
I've talked about this before. The whole reason why they even killed the guy off in The Last Jedi. Like, okay, I wish I should have given it to you before and you could have pulled the graphic up on here. But Boss Logic made a really cool graphic or whatever, like of recently of
I'll look it up.
Sebastian Stan, in there with the Mandalorian logo and everything. Looks really cool. We've seen so far, but this was like a really, really cool poster. The thing about it is, the moment you see Luke Skywalker and you see a thing on the bottom that says The Mandalorian, something about it doesn't feel right. The show is no longer The Mandalorian. You can't put Luke Skywalker in a show and just show up and it's The Mandalorian. The show completely changes.
So here's the thing, right? Because now and take this with a grain of salt, because
Sure.
this was announced by Who Got Discovered, which is more than likely not true.
Yeah.
But but Rosario Dawson allegedly signed for 3 movies.
I could see that. I know she's doing a show, so I
Yeah.
could see them including movies.
Yeah, dude, like this smells of spin-off, like
Yeah.
really crazy, dude.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it could be Luke, because there's rumors that there's gonna be like they're trying to fix Luke.
Dude, I will not be mad. I totally would be happy with this. But that changes the show. Like the show's already changing and evolving. We talked about earlier on. I was gonna be like Game of Thrones, spin-off worlds, and all this kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
But like it's like Batman versus Superman, right? Like it was gonna be the Man of Steel sequel, but the moment you put Batman in the movie, it's not Man of Steel 2. That's a completely different thing, right?
Correct.
The moment you put Luke in the Mandalorian, like season 3 is not the Mandalorian. Season 3 is like,
Star Wars.
Star Wars, the Huns. I don't know, like whatever you want to call it. It ain't the Mandalorian no more.
No.
Yeah, and I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad about it. That's
No,
what I'm trying to tell you
absolutely
guys.
not.
I'm just saying I don't think that's the case. So I personally have marked off Luke, but he's still on the list. I would say Cal Kestis is definitely up there.
He's up
Ezra's obviously.
Well, the
up
thing with Ezra is that again, we're probably gonna get Ahsoka talking to a Force ghost, whether it be Obi-Wan or freaking Anakin, and
Right. Right. Could be
and
Anakin. That would be great. Oh man.
she's gonna have to finish her training, and then the prologue of Rebels happens. When her training is finished, she comes back to Sabine to look for Ezra because now she knows where the throne is. So
That's the thing, right?
yeah,
Because if
doesn't.
Ezra shows up there, and it's
It doesn't
possible,
make
like
sense.
it doesn't make sense.
It's
But then
alluded to in this episode though,
right,
with
it
the
is
Love
alluded
Cat. Yeah,
to, but it doesn't make sense because of the timeline.
yeah.
So I don't think so, but possibility. I don't know. Then we also, like you mentioned, definitely Mace Windu's on that list. You have to put on there Yoda himself. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be like a living force. The force, it's saying a Jedi would reach out to him, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would be a living force being. It could very well be, his his potential parentage, dude. I'm your
Yaddle.
daddy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like Yoda and Yaddle just, come reaching out the rock, bro. They're like, "What's up, son?" It
Nah.
sounds goofy, man, but it's totally possible. Qui-Gon has got to be
Disturbing
on
this
that.
is.
Yeah, Qui-Gon could totally be up there.
Yeah.
Again, we're not
Yeah.
talking about living force people. It could very well be this is the past. Just to go back to the Yoda Yaddle thing for a second. Look, I saw Star Wars theories say some other people say this. Technically, if your species is going extinct, it is a Star Wars, like the Jedi do allow you to have relations to continue
Without attachment.
your species.
They're casuals.
Right. You're allowed to continue you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your species
Well,
around.
they could be
So,
like
I don't know,
done.
man.
Well, it could be like in a lab, like they
Yeah.
take they
Yeah.
fertilize the egg and whatnot. Yeah.
Right.
I want to go into biology here. Um,
Right.
Yeah, it was so good, dude. This episode was so good, and Dave, hats off to you, man. Because
Do you think Thrawn shows up for sure in live action at some point, or do you think they're just saying his name and
Not
it's
yet.
a fun name drop, but he's not gonna? Okay.
not yet, not yet. And if Disney is smart, which they've proven they're not too smart lately. Although they're correcting their path now with this. Gotta give him some slack. Bring back Matt Smith because you cut him out of Rise of Skywalker, and he was supposed to be the villain in that
Right.
movie, and have him do Thrawn. He has the bone structure and everything.
Oh, he would be perfect.
Yep.
That's a great. I didn't think of him.
I saw people
British
campaigning.
and everything. That's perfect.
Yep, and I saw people campaigning for Cumberbatch this morning. That would be nuts, but he won't do a series. Like it would have to be the movie. It could be do like the Thrawn trilogy, right? And do like Ahsoka and
Sure.
Thrawn going,
I'll
and
take it.
finding Ezra and whatnot.
Did I touch on this last week about the whole statement of like what could possibly go to film with Disney Plus? Did we talk about this? Like where it was like talked about and it was like an investment, a Disney investors.
We
meeting
talked
or
about it last
whatever.
episode, I think.
Yeah. So I still think that's a very well possibility. Also, like we talked about like the movie setup thing with Rosario Dawson, whatever. This could very well be like at the end we have like a movie they make that's based on all this, and they just throw in like Ezra,
Everyone,
Thrawn,
Luke,
Sabine, Luke,
Yep.
and they're all fighting for Mandalore. Lando. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan. Like they're all
Yeah.
fighting for Mandalore.
Yep.
That would be a great way of
Bring it back,
back.
right?
You know,
Save Star Wars.
another thing some people have said. I don't see this. I saw Theory talk about this one too. Is young Ben Solo, like you mentioned, also Ray being around, the young Ben Solo.
Yeah,
also
because he
reaching
would
out the
be
Force.
he would be around 8 years old, 9 years old, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it could be.
So
And Luke started training him really young.
and
too,
be a way
so-
of connecting. Again, we're talking about that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Man, I am so excited. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
I know, but at the same time, it's like bittersweet because you're so excited, but you also know you only got a couple episodes left.
About 3, right?
Yeah, because this is the 5th one. And there's only 8 of them.
So whatever happens in this one, oh well, no, because last season, the seventh episode was my least favorite. That was when they went to save the Twi'lek guy, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like that episode that much.
Yeah, I think it was.
And then after that, it was awesome. So maybe they'll do a side quest next.
Probably.
And
Although if Moff Gideon's tracking you, you can't just you can't just be letting him go around like this and not. You're eagerly seeking out this child that has a high M count, and just let him walk around like that. That's pretty big. Did that bother you, Obed? The midichlorians are back.
At some point, you gotta talk about it again.
You accept it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I accepted it. It's fine.
Okay.
I accepted Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker just fine. So,
speaking of which, did you see that during Thanksgiving that Rise of Skywalker and Rogue One were trending on Twitter? Because people were trying to compare which movie was better, and people were like literally fighting. I think Rise of Skywalker is better than Rogue One. I did not realize that people like these movies that much. It's showing it's aging very well.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. We talked about it. Bro, Rogue One is my second favorite Star Wars movie. Come on.
I know. I'm just scrolling through and I was like, you're wrong if you're saying Rise of Skywalker is better. But just to know that people were that passionate about it. Enough to make it trend.
Yes.
And even in the thread I was reading, people were talking about The Last Jedi. They're like, The Last Jedi is better than both of them. I'm like, people have opinions. People actually were enjoying these sequels. Yeah. Don't let the online stuff that you see, let that indicate how the majority feel. Oh, yeah. It doesn't. Those 30,000 tweets don't represent the entire population.
No. I mean, I still like Rise of Skywalker just fine.
Yeah.
I don't, it has problems, but it was very Star Warsy,
But like outside of there's a couple of them that are like we talk about Rogue One and Empire, but like in reality, there's things I would change about almost each Star Wars film. It's still family, you know what I mean? It's like like the uncle, that shows up to the Thanksgiving dinner, and you're like, he's strange, but he's still family. You know what I mean?
I still care about you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, I am so happy that it actually worked out the way it did, and it was awesome. Like, so here's what I did last Friday, right? Because I have a tendency, like probably most people now, right? My alarm goes off, and I grab my phone and I check the socials to see what's trending. Bro, I did not touch my phone. I was like, I don't want to know anything about nothing. I went and took my daughter to school. Actually, no, my daughter was off last Friday.
Okay.
So, I was like, I woke up, right? And the first thing I did, watch Mando. I don't want to touch my phone. I want to.
No, because it's trending right away.
It trends right away.
From like 5 a.m. or whatever, people are already up watching.
Dude, Star Wars Theory starts his stream at I think now he's starting for like the watch party.
It's gonna start like 2 in the morning or whatever.
Until like 2. Yeah, it's nuts, bro. It's nuts. It's like I don't want to know anything.
No. Oh my
gosh. Also, Carl Weathers directed the previous episode. It was pretty good too.
Yeah, Carl did a great job.
Very well
done. We got Gene's guy, which was hilarious. Reminds me of last season with Bryce Dallas episode where we had the boom mic. They had to crop that out.
They crop it out.
I was almost like, is this intentional? No, I don't care. It's funny to me.
It's like the headbutting stormtrooper. Every movie has something. It's fine.
Yeah.
They have Jar Jar on episode 1, and they never fixed it, so it's fine.
Oh my gosh! You just like erase an entire.
Actually,
character.
there's a no Jar Jar cut of episode 1 where they cut all the
Oh, I need to find that.
Someone cut all the Jar Jar scenes out.
If you ever see that, send it my way, dude.
Yeah, I'll find it.
I can't imagine how that would be.
Yeah, but
one of my favorite lines in that movie is Qui-Gon talking about just because you have the ability to speak does not mean you're intelligent. Those lines. I love that line.
Yep.
Get a T-shirt.
But I'm super excited about what's going on, and man, hopefully it keeps going, right? Because because there's competition, Joe.
Yes.
There's competition, and
there's competition.
We had breaking news today that Warner is releasing And you actually put in a note on our notes for today about
Yep.
Godzilla versus Kong, and now this is like next level. Like it's not only Godzilla versus Kong, it's everything for next year. Warner is gonna go on HBO Max. Uh, so basically that's gonna be the Suicide Squad, Matrix 4, Dune, Godzilla versus Kong, Space Jam, Mortal Kombat,
Tom
everything.
and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, everything. Everything.
Literally
It's crazy.
every single Warner's movie planned for 2021 will be on HBO Max and in theaters the same day.
Same day.
1 month being out for each movie. They will disappear, but they will be on there for the month of and then the day of their release.
Next level stuff, man. Next level stuff.
That changes everything.
Yep.
This changes everything. I mean, like we started this health crisis talking, Obed and I talking about almost every week. It was like, well, this one got
Delayed.
moved and this one's got this and that one's got that. And it became a thing. And you and I kept saying like, maybe Disney Plus, maybe HBO Max, da 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 da. Not really knowing, not really sure, but we were like, no, like we're talking about millions and millions of dollars. The reason I put the Godzilla vs. Kong thing in there was because allegedly Netflix tried to buy that movie. Netflix has been trying to buy a lot of things, but they put, I think it was a little over $200 million they tried to spend on that movie. Netflix also put a bid in for No Time to Die, the James Bond movie as well. That one got denied too. I don't know if you've seen this, but Netflix does have some financial trouble actually this year. As strange as that sounds,
I know.
It's because their original programming is not performing as well as purchase programming, which is why they're trying to purchase more stuff.
Yep.
But anyways, just to know that there is that much of a streaming company would be willing to spend $200 million. They have to have enough data behind to prove that that's going to be a significant boost for their service. I think HBO Max went from being like the new kid on the block that was like an interesting option but felt overpriced to now being something that's completely viable for almost every home in America.
I would rather have HBO Max than Amazon Prime.
Right.
Because I would rather pay for shipping for whenever I buy something than miss out on this.
Yeah. I mean, we're not even talking about all the DC properties that are just in general. They put animated, all this stuff's going on. The Titans is coming on HBO Max.
Yep.
New Young Justice season 4. Like all these things are coming on there. We're not talking about even the Green Lantern show or the Zack Snyder cut. We're talking about things like the new Green Lantern series. I think I just mentioned on there the
Last of
Gotham
Us
PD show that they're gonna have.
The Last of Us series.
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like there's so much value quickly coming to HBO Max. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. I like it. This is. It's big. Like this is like industry changing, like stuff.
What does this mean for the theaters, dude? Like, is it over?
Well, whenever theaters come back, right? Whenever this thing's over and theaters come back, if they come back, I mean, I'm sure, like Jeff Bezos is probably gonna buy like a Regal or something.
That's what I keep thinking. Like it's gonna be like the Amazon Prime theaters or something.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
It might be like subscription like that even or something crazy.
Bro, you get in with your Prime subscription, watch a movie.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Or you have to pay an additional like Prime Plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like your movies included.
And they have to. Well, here's the thing. I mean, the biggest deterrent for a lot of people on going to a movie theater is concessions, because of the price of the concessions.
Which is what they make their money from.
I think concessions are just ridiculous.
They don't make money from the tickets. They make money from the concessions.
Yeah, but they gotta price it. Yeah, but they gotta do something about that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's nuts. So when you go to the movie theater, if I go to the movie theater, right, I would go, and I only went to big thing like Star Wars and Avengers, which was my thing. I would go for those, right?
You have to see that in theaters.
Yeah, exactly. but part of the experience is, the sound, the picture quality, and all that. That still has to be top notch. Like they have to stay ahead of the curve. But now, like we saw this Black Friday, like 4K TVs are like dirt cheap, dude.
Right.
It's like I paid more for this 1080p that I have here without any smart features than what I would have paid for a 70-inch 4K HDR TV this past weekend. It's ridiculous. That's where they need to stay ahead. Movie theaters, they need to stay ahead with the sound. They need to stay ahead with the picture quality, and they have to bring more amenities to the movie theater. Make it an experience, right? You go to Disney, you have an experience.
Absolutely.
Where every place you go at Disney, you have an experience. That has to be the movie theater now. Whether it be in dining, whether it be the rumble seats or whatever, recliners, they have to do something, because at this point, dude, like I could do the HBO Max thing, right? I have a decent surround sound system and a decent TV.
That's it, man.
I have no reason to go out and
save yourself
be
money.
close to people.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. It's a no-brainer. When you think about it, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. It's not like streaming is not the future. It's the present. It's done.
I agree.
That's it.
I agree.
Like we're done with that.
There is, so we're tiptoeing around it, but I think the biggest domino, like that was a huge effect. And you and I talked off air before, and we said, look, Disney's gonna have to answer.
Yep.
Right. That's the key. What does Disney do? That's gonna be a big nail in the coffin, because we know that Comcast, Universal made their own custom deal with the movie theaters, which is gonna backfire on them now because of everything that's happening. But Disney has been very, wait and see kind of approach to everything, which is smart
fine.
because they don't know what the market is going to be. Things are changing very quickly. One movie that I thought of on the list, because you were talking about, what would be a movie that would bring the movie theaters back quick? And you need a series of them, but one of the movies that I definitely put on that list, obviously, if you have an Avengers level movie, okay, cool. But I think a movie like Avatar 2, if it looks good,
with like a super
and
crazy
it's
like
Christmas of next year,
like 3D thing, yeah,
and it's really crazy good technology, and you have to talk about the experience, right?
Yep.
Like you have to experience this on the TV,
yes,
and the big screen. That could be one.
That could be one.
That could do it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because James Cameron was the same guy to do it during the recession in 2008, whatever, with the first Avatar movie.
That's right.
That brought a lot of money and a lot of people to come into the movie theaters for this experience that just gave them happiness in dark times.
Yep.
Could James strike gold again?
Wow.
With Avatar 2?
That would be
just
crazy,
because
dude.
the world's decided to go burn. And this could be, if it's amazing, whether he waited for the new technology and this incredible potential experience, this could be the one.
Yeah, you're right.
I think there's supposed to be like 3 or 4 of them, whatever set up.
I think that movie is gonna do well because of curiosity more than anything. Like people are gonna go see it as like, oh, I saw the first one. The first one was nuts, but yeah, Wow.
Like if Disney says we're going straight to Disney Plus and we're doing everything next year on Disney Plus, they could do the same thing as Warner, say in theaters and Disney Plus. But if they just do like the Disney Plus thing, that's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that Disney and Warner having both of their stuff on there. Like Fast and Furious is not going to save the movie theaters. And that's a huge franchise. Don't get me wrong. Like Fast and Furious gets people in seats across the world.
Batman, man.
That ain't going to be the one to do it.
When Batman comes out.
2022. Which right now Warner's saying only 2021.
Yeah.
Which is smart. They didn't say anything about like this is it forever.
Yep.
Just for 2021.
Yep. I mean, Batman could be the one. 2022, because I still foresee like major issues up until at least April of next year. Like,
Agreed.
and by major issues, I mean like
Deterrence.
yeah. I think April of next year. That's when the pandemic is probably gonna start turning around for the
Yeah.
better.
There's some more confidence to go out and
Yeah. So I mean, I'm hoping that it's earlier. Like,
right.
I'm hoping it's tomorrow, right? I
Right.
hope I hope and wish
Exactly.
that it's like now.
Right. We don't
But
wish sickness upon people. Exactly.
absolutely not. But I it's probably gonna be like, if vaccination starts like early next year,
Hmm.
by April, we could see some sort of normalcy back,
Right.
um, which would be great. Which would be great for the summer. I don't think Disney, at least at the parks, is going to change anything anytime soon. I think the parks are going to continue to operate the way they are, up until around April, June, maybe next year. And then beginning 2022, that's probably when parks are going to go back to normal.
Yeah.
And even so, they're still gonna take
Things
precautions.
will change. Things
Yeah,
will change, but it won't be like as critical, mission critical as it is right now. But there will
yeah,
be changes.
yeah.
Will people
Um,
always social distance? I don't know. Lines might always be that way. I
See,
don't know.
the thing, I had a problem with the lines. The lines were like, because they were not long, because you
No.
did not have to wait a lot in line last when I went to Hollywood Studios a few weeks ago, but it was like the standing so far back. It was
See, I
kind of
don't mind.
it
I don't
was
mind it because I just don't want someone breathing down my neck when I'm
That's
like,
true.
hey,
That's
I don't
true.
mind. Like beforehand, it used to be people like be right behind you. Like I'm not gonna you standing and breathing down my neck is not gonna make the line move any faster. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
But I know your point. Just stretch it
Yeah.
out.
I mean, they could move it to like 3 feet instead of six, like half it. But I'm just hoping that we're back to normal, like sometime soon, because
Of course.
I mean, at least us, we already know that there is going to be some normalcy coming back in the next few weeks for us. But I think that the movie theaters were not only ill prepared, they also had like, I I just don't know. They were winging it.
Yeah, man.
This thing showed the how fragile like the entertainment industry actually is.
Yeah.
So, but not necessarily the entertainment industry as a whole, right? Because again, we see what Warner's doing with HBO,
It's
Disney
evolved. It's
Plus,
changed.
and all that. Yeah, like there's games are still coming out. So
But certain forms of
certain,
entertainment,
yeah, exactly,
traditional
live entertainment,
entertainment, live
like
entertainment. That's
live
the right
entertainment.
wording. Like if
Yeah,
you're in Broadway,
yeah,
you're done.
yep.
I mean, unfortunately, I know
Sports,
someone that was telling me a story about someone Broadway. They literally won like Tony's awards and everything. They moved back in with their parents. They have nothing,
yeah,
and you're an award-winning performer. It's bad.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I don't. We're probably gonna step into politics, so I want to take a step back.
Yeah,
So big stuff, big deal stuff that's going on at Warner right now. So I am hoping that for 2022 everything goes back to normal and they can release the Batman in movie theaters, because I really do want to see it in the movie theater. But if it doesn't, and if I have to experience it at home, so be it.
I anticipate next week we'll have something around Disney that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, probably Marvel related, since One Division's coming out soon and all that. So
Right.
yeah, cool. Joe, we only have a couple of gaming updates here. Not a lot going on. It's the end of the year, so it's usually kind of quiet on the gaming front. One thing that I want to talk about, Joe, before we go into the stuff here, did you see the thing on the PS5 Pro that was floating around?
PS5 Pro.
No, you didn't see it.
No, man.
Sony filed a patent for a PS5 with two GPUs. So if they
So now you're really waiting.
so if they file the patent this week, that means that it's probably going to be 3 years. just like the Pro when it came out.
PS4 Pro,
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. It's a PS5 with a dual GPU. Which is
That's
probably
insanity,
probably gonna be them trying to push 8K, like Sony preparing themselves to push for
dude,
8K.
this can do 8K. It's on the box.
But not native.
It's true.
It's
It's
upscaled. So
I mean, at what point though are we getting the 8K TVs? Is this going to be a thing within 3 years? That you think people are going to start having that in their homes? Like it becomes more
they're still so
consumer-friendly?
expensive.
They are.
They are. Well, if you look at an 8K right now, they're
look it
the
up
same
right
price.
now.
Yeah, well, they're the same price that an OLED was like 3 years ago.
Hmm.
So it's going down. Like OLEDs, you
Oh
can.
my gosh,
They're nuts.
dude, this is ridiculous. 55-inch Samsung 8K TV, Q900 series.
11,000.
2,500.
Yep.
But then you've got some of these other ones, 85-inch,
Oh yeah.
$10,000. No, excuse me, $13,000. This is on sale for $10,000.
Yep. So
What is this?
it's not bad. Like the Sony 75 8K is $5,000. That's how much an OLED was 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What is going on, man?
Yeah, man.
$5,000. 3 years, you could probably knock
3
it
years.
down.
Yeah,
You could
3
knock
years.
it down to maybe 2,000. You think?
There'd be around 1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be enough to move them, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's probably what they're. Yeah, I'm checking Best Buy right now too.
120 frames per second.
Yeah. So that LG looks real nice. I'm
In
shopping.
Obed's dreams. He's
Could you
dreaming of 8K.
Could you imagine me casually browsing BestBuy.com right now and finding a PS5 in stock?
Oh my gosh. Hey, another live reaction.
Like we're just casually talking about it.
It's like, oh, well, there you go.
No, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Well,
Sold out.
Well, yeah, dude.
Speaking of sellouts, you want to talk about Xbox? They are Microsoft's. They're supposedly investigating why are the games that are available on both PS5 and Xbox Series X selling more on the PS5.
Well, what do you think, Joe? There's more PS5s out there, probably.
That's probably the case, man.
It's investigating why.
For them to investigate, they must be like really shook.
Yeah. Well, they still have, like, you can still like poke
can
around
find
and find them. Yeah.
I mean, you go to Pop Finder right now, dude. If you go to the Pop Finder site and you put in your zip, dude. I'm not making this up. I've looked on there a few times. I can right now go to probably like certain parts of Orlando Targets, and I can actually pick up a Series X right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have
I'm
it?
serious. I've seen like Winter Park. I've seen a few on Pop Finder. You won't find it on the Target site. If you look on Pop Finder, which people are saying you do that, and if you just show up to the store and just say, "Hey, you have in stock," they'll just sell it to you right there.
Let's see.
Like,
whoa, dude!
you see what I'm saying? There's like 2, 3.
The one that's like 5 minutes away from
You
here
can go get one.
has 2.
Yeah, it's this. They're sitting there, man.
Wow. That's why, dude.
I've looked just out of curiosity.
So that means that they did not gain. Ooh, there's a PS5 at Altamont. At Target. I should drive.
Can you see if it's on?
I should go there now.
Shut the show down.
Shut the show down. Yeah,
closed already,
it's
didn't
the
they?
one closer to our former office. That's so yeah.
So I can get there before you do. I was kidding. I
Yeah.
already have one.
Yeah, if I had to scalp it,
Right?
bastard.
No, I hate those guys.
Have your house burnt down and all your PS5s. Piece of crap.
I mean, I don't want to see PS5s burn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's that's what it is, man. It's Xbox, not
Their Xboxes are out there, man.
I'm not gonna say they're underperforming, right?
No, they're selling.
They're selling, but come on,
Demand's not the same.
demand's not the same. They have no games, dude. They have no exclusives, zero, nothing.
Yeah, I just there's someone and I know that just recently got one. I was thinking, I was like, I need to hit this guy up and ask him, like, hey, what are you
Yeah,
playing on it? Because I don't know. Like, what do you play?
probably
I
Call of
mean,
Duty.
probably.
Yeah. All right.
But
Yeah.
but Sony is responding to Xbox's one big selling feature, which is Game Pass. Sounds like they're working on an answer. What do you think about this, Obed?
Yep. Like so far, this is rumors, but we sort of known that they are more than likely working on a response to it. I think I'm gonna cancel mine because I would rather pay HBO Max.
I know, bro.
I would rather pay
It's
HBO Max.
all of a sudden that became like the one of the
Bro,
best streaming services there
I'm
is.
telling you, dude. So I'm probably gonna do that. Um, Yeah, if they have this thing available on PC, right, and they have select games available to play on PC, not every game, but if they have select games available, I can see this doing very well. And
It can't
would
be PS Now like redone. It has to be something
well,
else.
they could
Or would
rebrand.
they?
So the thing with PS Now is that when you play a PS Now game, say on a PS4, if it's a PS4 game that's on PS Now, it'll actually download the game.
Okay,
It will not
before it was
stream it.
streaming it, now it's actually native.
Correct. So it kind of like Game Pass. So they've been testing it for a while now. Um, so there's definitely a possibility that
You saw Horizon got on PS Now.
Horizon's on PS Now. Because I saw people like I think Bloodborne was their test. And that was like the first game that they made available, and you can just play natively instead of streaming. Um, so I think that they're probably going to move into that direction now that the PS5 is
How much
backwards
is
compatible.
PS Now right now?
It's like 50 a year,
Hmm.
I think. So it's not too bad. It has better games than Game Pass. Honestly, it does. Yeah,
You're right. It's $50.
yeah,
That's a good Christmas gift.
yeah.
$50. Go play your
Play whatever you want.
games, little Billy.
Play everything on PS3 that is not backwards compatible yet. I said yet. I still think that they're gonna have to. They're gonna do something about that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I can definitely see them doing this in the next year or so. So maybe this would be like a 2021 announcement. Like they'll come out and say, "Hey, we're working on this thing." Kind of like maybe they'll talk about it. Around the E3 time, maybe like a June sort of thing. Um, Also, Sony skipping E3 was like they read it. They E3 didn't even happen this year. So man, yeah, they know their stuff. The thing that it's a little bit concerning, Joel. I don't know if you saw the video from Gamers Nexus about the memory temperatures on the PS5. Yeah, they're saying that the memory modules operate at a near critical temperature during heavy load.
Wow.
It's like really, really, they get really, really hot. Like they did um, they explained that they did a really decent job on cooling the processor, the main APU for the system, but the memory, the way that it's cooled right now is not optimal, so it just gets super super hot, and that
What?
that could lead to failure in the future if it's not addressed.
Long term, yeah.
Yeah, like it could be like a long term issue. Um, but yeah, it was interesting because they did a full teardown and they explained it. Oh, teardown minus taking the heatsink of the processor because reapplying the liquid metal is just a pain in the ass. So they didn't do
Yeah.
it.
No sense. Yeah.
But they did remove the module that the heatsink, that part that's attached to the memory modules, and they said it's like, oh yeah, like you can see that they're not in full contact with the metal, and there's some issues there. So, but I mean, we'll see how that goes. But it's a thing. The other thing is that I guess some games, more specifically Assassin's Creed, is running much better on PS5s right now. I don't know what's going on.
I can't wait to try. Like, I have not. You would think I would be trying that, but I'm just
Yeah.
playing as a Valhalla, so I'm not going backwards right now. But
Oh.
I've thought of especially Unity. Like
Well,
that was one of those games
that's
that
the thing with
really struggled.
yeah. Well, the thing is with Valhalla, they're
Yeah,
saying that Valhalla actually runs better on PS5.
it's beautiful, dude.
So
I have no problems with these next gen. I mean, Miles Morales looks better than Valhalla. That makes sense, but still beautiful.
yeah, um, pretty exciting stuff, man. I'm excited for HBO is really paving the way into the streaming present, and I'm glad Sony's doing well because they're for sure doing very very well right now. So um, yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what the response is from the other studios out there. Disney, I don't know. I'm wondering what Sony wants to do in regards to their films as well. They had two big films that got delayed. Bond and Ghostbusters. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe they'll go to Netflix. Maybe they'll go. Hey, who knows? Maybe Disney will do a partnership with Sony and put those movies on Disney Plus.
If Disney and
Who knows?
Sony did something, that's
Do you
crazy.
imagine now Disney buying the Sony Pictures Studio? That would be nuts. I mean,
That's a
they've
monopoly, man.
because they've had a TV partnership for
Yeah.
like 30 years or something, like 25. So, well, could very well be. So, we'll see. Joe, that's what we got. It's good to be back, man. Go
It
ahead.
is. The one thing I have to say before we
Yeah,
go into signing off, we were talking about Star Wars. It wouldn't be right if we didn't mention the unfortunate passing of David
Dave
Prowse
Prowse.
that happened on Monday, if not mistaken. Um, it's
Vader.
one of those things that a lot of casual people just hear James Earl Jones' voice and that they use to see Vader. That's all you think about. And this guy was just so seamlessly so good at embodying Vader. Um, really committed. I mean, yes, we know that he was not knowing that he was gonna have his voice changed, but the man committed. The man gave a performance, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had the iconic first time seeing Vader embodied the way that he did it. And yeah, David Prowse, rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your
If
contributions
you
to
if you give
us.
me
And
if you give me a second, I will pull out something that you may appreciate. So
I absolutely would.
let's see.
It's one of those things that I talked about with Carrie Fisher when she passed, and I said like, dude, like I've spent more time with like people in Star Wars movies than I have with other people that are literally blood. Like I've watched so much and spent so much time watching this stuff. So yeah, it's contributed greatly to many of us as fans. Um, these performances.
Let's see. I think it's this one. No.
Obed
I can't
scouring the
find him.
internet.
I have a picture of Dave that I took at Star Wars weekends.
No way.
Yeah. But I can't find it. It's buried
Wow.
on my old like Facebook stuff, so it's gonna take some time for me to dig out.
Wow.
But yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got to see that guy
If you
live.
find it, maybe we could post it on the No Load Time socials.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find it. It's because for
That'd
some
be a
reason
good one.
there's like for some reason like really old stuff. It's like super buried on
Yeah.
Facebook now, and since I've had the same account for like 12 years, it's,
Yeah.
it's like I can't find crap anymore.
Well, if
Um,
you do,
but if
yeah.
yeah, I do have another one with Peter Mayhew. I should have
Yeah, that one too.
done that
Yeah.
one.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I know
because
we've had two this year, man.
yeah, yeah. So R.I.P. Dark Lord.
R.I.P.
Now, all right. Now you can take us out, sir.
Now I can sign us off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for staying with us. We want to invite you to stay connected. Go ahead and subscribe to our show. We're on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're out there. Go ahead and subscribe to our podcast. Also subscribe to our video. We're on our YouTube channel, so check it out. Also, please make sure to follow us on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We also invite you to send in any feedback, questions, comments. You can send it to us at noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all very much, and we look forward to hanging with you on our next episode. Obed, I cannot wait for tomorrow's Mandalorian episode. I'm sure we'll have much to talk about next week.
Me too, sir. Thank you, guys. We will see you again next time.